I'm not saying that. Hello and welcome back to Isfjell, bringing you Dungeons and Dragons and highly professional introductions for over a year now. And tonight it is the beginning of the end, but in a good sort of way. We're entering into the final arc of Isfjell, where I don't actually know what's going to happen, because I have long given up planning more than about 15 minutes in advance, because these guys will just fly a boat in a completely different direction, and next thing I know I've got to figure out a whole new area of the world, which is wonderful. But yes, welcome back. We've been on break, but we have now returned. I am Tis, and I will be your dungeon master for this evening, running some sort of game, something that vaguely resembles Dungeons and Dragons for my 5 wonderful players here. And before we get on with trying to recap what, there are 5 yet?
I was just making sure I was in the count because I'm not used to that. So I was making sure there weren't like 6
You're
people.
You're a real
on
person.
This, you know. So.
Okay, 4.5 wonderful players. And before we get on with the recap of what happened last week, let them just introduce themselves for those of you who don't know them.
I'm Tam, the roving DM, and I play Adair, the Annoyance Treeborn.
I am Mama Distracted, and I am playing Aldous, the young warlock.
I'm Chael, not a mimic, because I'm not a mimic, and I play Kressara, the amazing barbarian.
Exactly what a mimic would say.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Moira. I play a human blood hunter named Uno.
And my name is Bovasaur. I'll be playing Torvald, the Hill Dwarf Tempest Cleric.
And last session, before we went on break, we were sort of spending some downtime with our heroes. They'd come back to Isfjell. They'd gone spend a lovely week off with Eldis's family, and then had headed over to speak to Adair's mother to get to get her blessing on his engagement, and just generally check in with family, the family tree, as pictured. And they sailed on over to Pendle Lake, briefly being attacked by a falling rock on the way, but they survived, and they turned it into a very large drumsticks and piles of feathers. And now they are sailing back to Isfjell with their new cargo to pick up Kressara and Torvald, who are spending their own free time back in Isfjell. And did we decide whether you were picking up in Trellbro or Ulfborg?
Did we decide Trellbro? Last I heard.
That's
Trellbro.
What I thought it
Trellbro
was.
It is then. Yes. So heading on over to Trellbro to collect the others before they head off out east, over the ocean, through the Fire Islands, to a place called Denvala. And we'll find out a little more about that soon.
Mile High City. Denvala.
Am I missing some reference here?
Yes.
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 Rocky Mountain High.
Kind of.
I'm going to start singing.
We'll pick up after the intro.
1.
Okay. So it's spring in Trellborough. The ice on the lake has melted, and trees are putting out buds, and generally things are starting to look a bit greener and nicer. And Torvald and Kressara, what have you been up to anything major in the last 2-3 weeks? You've had this free time back in Isfjell. Any major events to report?
We're having a boy. No.
No, because
You done? You done there? Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
And thus Torvald's head was found on a spike in the center.
Yes, we found his head on a spike. Kressara has been building an extravagant and amazing shrine to the Mist King.
Okay, so it
Elaborate, not inlaid with any silver that she can get her hands on, big huge stones. People can actually go into this shrine, unlike the rock and mud one that she built last time.
It's looking very impressive. You get a few odd looks from the Trellborough people, as some of them wonder what you're doing. They'll sort of stop and ask some questions and give you a chance to spread the word of the Mist King further.
And she'll hand out the handwritten pamphlets.
Healer Sloane seems rather taken by this as a concept. She's rather open to the idea of the Fae.
She gets to be made a priestess of the Mist King Temple, so we have one priestess now.
Okay, Priestess Healer Sloane of the Mist King.
Torvald's sick of answering questions about what Kressara's doing and what happened to her.
Sloane might possibly get a reprimand.
Yeah, people keep going, what happened to her while she was away? She picked up religion. A new religion.
You knew her before, right?
Yeah.
Are you really surprised?
No. Not really, no.
She's always been a bit special.
Hey. Why do I get this prickling at the back of my neck?
Might be the demon that's haunting us. Not really sure.
Being watched. What's that? He points. Is that your boat? Looking up at the sky, and you can see the familiar silhouettes of the Cloadmaiden sailing back from its expedition to the west. And you're quite perceptive, aren't you, Torvald?
Yeah, if I had to put a number to it, I'd say
not Adair levels. 18?
19.
19?
If I'm passive. If
you don't really have to look and see that there seems to be some sort of strange skull strapped to the front of the Cloadmaiden.
Well, it looks like Uno's put her touch on that one.
It's more like this kind of bird skull, like a giant chicken skull.
No, I think it's a bird.
Is it a plane?
No, it's super.
As the wind flows through the rock skull, it makes a whistle sound that goes
Yeah.
Yes. The music that truly would be the introduction to Isfjell if it wasn't for the horrible rules of copyright. This entire campaign may have just been inspired by me listening to that song too many times.
Or are you watching?
I now have that song playing through my head. Thank you.
But up on the boat, Adair, Aldous, and Uno, you can see the town of Trellborough approaching below, complete with some strange new building thing. Shrine?
And it's beautiful.
With shiny bits on it?
Yes.
That's new.
And
it's probably Kressara.
Also, a new boat floating in the harbour. It's Because Kressara, the boat long ago promised to you by the Earl has been finished. It is a wooden boat, probably a little smaller than the Cloadmaiden, but of similar design. However, it's very much definitely not a flying boat. This is your standard water-going boat that requires either its sail or its oars to move. I know that you've had those sort of boats in the past, but they're a lot more hard work than this mind-controlled boat that you've got at the moment.
The last time Kressara flew a boat, the last 2 times, once she turned into a chair, the second time she knocked the mast off. So she's perfectly fine with the regular kind of ship.
All right. So yeah, who's flying the Cloadmaiden today?
Not it.
Adair?
Okay.
Or Una? So Adair, you can see Trellbro approaching beneath you.
Yes, you can.
Complete with the...
I see a great place in the harbor. It looks like it's right up next to the docks, and so I'm just going to come straight down. It looks like they've built a new platform for our boat to sit on top of. I'm just going to rest on top of that.
Are you intending to land the Cloudmaiden on top of Kressara's new boat?
Just enough to shove it out a little bit, and away from the dock.
Just to like swamp it in like the wave of...
Yeah.
So, Kressara, you hear this almighty splash from down on the harbour front. You watch as your boat sort of rocks back and forth in the wave as the Cloudmaiden makes its landing.
She'll put her hand on the shrine and, please, after everything I've done for you, push the old man off the ship. That's all I ask. Please, do this favor. Please, and I'll put some more silver in the shrine.
And sadly, nothing immediate happens because,
because the gods aren't real.
Divine intervention it's a hard thing to pull off. You need to put some effort into that.
Well, I'm level 10 cleric.
Yeah, you're gonna say, yeah.
so it's easier
I just
for you
got
to pull
divine
off gods.
intervention. Looks like Adair's taking a bath.
Yes.
But yeah, your boat has now got a bit of water in it. But the Cloudmaiden has arrived.
Awesome.
And Adair, you do hear this faint, just for a moment, a snatch of music from somewhere.
What does it sound like? That, but actually musical. I'm suddenly hungry for sugar plums.
We only have rock left.
Yes. So you've arrived back. You've got the remains of your rock and a load of feathers, and well, guys are once more reunited.
Can I smell that the rock was cooking? The 19 perception.
I mean, they were cooking it like 100 miles away. I don't think.
I would like to go to the back of the boat and use druidcraft and paint. If the boat's a rockin', don't come knocking.
I swear to God, if that's on my ship.
Oh yeah, that's on her ship, not the Cloud.
On her ship.
Nice.
It's in green too. So.
And the boat is still rocking. So
it is rocking. But yeah. As your party is reunited, essentially, is there any catching up or anything else you want to sort of sort out back in Trellborough before you continue on your journey, because I will happily hand over to you guys.
Well, what took you so long?
Sorry, we had to take a side trip. I had to go see my mother. How have you been?
Well, I've been doing all right. Just catching up and checking on things here at the forge. Scar took good care of them, so pretty happy with that.
Glad to hear things are forging ahead.
You really nailed that one. So, what's with the, that?
Oh, we ran into a small bit of, you do mean the skull, the
Aye.
adornment. Oh. It was Uno's idea. We ran into some issues and resolved them. Sorry you missed out on it. It was a wondrous battle.
Well, I bet it rocked, but couldn't be there. Sorry for that.
All right. What's the monstrosity? And he's pointing over in Chell's direction, but he actually means the shrine.
What, Kressara?
No, the building that she's next to.
Ah, her shrine to the Mist King.
I'm going to walk down to Adair. It's been a while. And I'm going to wrap him in a giant bear hug, lift him off the ground, and just give him a really tight, comfortable hug. And you can hear a few cracks.
Careful with your wording.
I said hear, not see.
No,
So
you said bear hug to a moon druid.
Yeah, I know.
that's okay. I'm sure Kressara could, could handle that.
Not if he bears down.
He could try. He could try with an 18 plus 4 strength. I mean, let's go.
Adair's going to kiss you on the lips, which I assume makes you let go.
Well, certainly interesting evening we have going here. Are you all right?
And he's going to look at Adair.
Did you see the new shrine?
I'm fine. And thank you. My back's been bugging me, sitting in that chair for the last couple of days. That was...
I'm going to push him over so he lands on his butt. Sorry. It was an accident.
Did you build that all by yourself, Kressara?
I did.
It's amazing. Has anyone been inside yet?
Well, we have a new priestess, too, for the Mist King. The crazy lady. What's her name? Yeah, her.
I don't know if you should call your new priest crazy.
Priestess.
Probably not a good start.
I don't remember. It's Sloan. There we go.
Is she
But
actually
she
crazy?
But she belongs to the Queen of the Mirrors.
Well, that sucks for her because she did take the job, so...
I'm sure she put in her 2 weeks' notice. Anyways, are we going to get going right away, or any of you need to hang out here for a little while?
I think I'm good to go. I've had enough drinks for a year.
And she will gesture to the pile of feathers. Do we want to take all of these with us, or are we going to sell them here?
What's with the feathers?
Oh, we killed a thing. And
A
this is
giant
part of what's
chicken?
left. Definitely giant bird. It didn't exactly taste like chicken. Slightly different flavor.
I still say we should glue them onto the outside of the ship.
Did you see I have a ship? She just points to the hers.
Oh, is that yours?
Shut up,
Oh,
Adair. I was talking to Aldous. Do you see my new ship?
I do.
Do I think
Is it going to stay here?
Well, yeah, it doesn't fly.
do I think there's anything that could be like crafted out of them or anything?
I mean, pillows
Pillows.
or a really
Down with
nice
that.
feather duvet or
Duvet. Duck?
a chicken outfit or
If we don't want to sell them here, maybe we can sell them in Dinvala.
There might be someone actually interested in that. You might get a better price there than here.
But you guys like the extra sails on the other ship that the yellow people had. I mean, we could make little wings with the feather, and it would have, and add them to the Cloadmaiden.
Well, why don't we leave them here and we'll keep them safe, and we'll try to figure out if there's anything we can do with them, or we can sell them to someone who can use them.
You could burn a couple in the temple as a first offering.
I'll go
Don't
pick out a
burn
good
a
one.
feather.
I'll pick out one nice looking one and hand it to her. Go ahead.
I'll be right back. This is why all this is my favorite. And she'll go in and put it in a little sensor and burn it to the Mist King.
Why do you keep encouraging her? You're only going to make it worse.
She just built like an almost 2-story shrine to the Mist King. I don't think it can get much worse.
yeah, the feather your shrine now smells of burnt feathers, which it's not exactly pleasant, but yeah, its offering has been made, and somewhere out there, you've made one archfey very happy, and the other one increasingly annoyed.
Yes.
There's this fey meter. Mist King
It's a fey favor meter.
Favorite. I like it.
Who is your favorite fey?
Divine favor.
Hey, if she keeps it up, her next level will be a level in cleric to the Mist King.
Oh,
Or
my goodness.
warlock, because he's not a god quite yet.
Not yet.
Oh yeah, just to keep persevering.
just keep at it. Maybe one day. God.
You too can be a cleric. Alright. So yeah, offerings burnt in the for a good voyage. Are you making any particular prayers here?
Kressara is wholeheartedly committed to her new religion of the Mist King, so she'll pray to him.
I pray
Okay.
it doesn't collapse on anybody and kill them.
It's fairly solid.
Please push him off the ship. Just one good time. I'm begging you.
Whether here or not, it's hard to tell. But yes, with prayers said and the feathers, did you say you were taking the feathers with you in the end?
Yeah, I think we're going to try to sell them in Dinvala.
Okay. And in the meanwhile, they'll make some nice, comfy bedding to rest up on. And did anyone else have anything they wanted to sort out before you set sail?
Well, I think Torvald's about ready to ship out. All stir crazy.
Just making sure that we have enough stock of
You've had plenty of time to restock the boat with rations. I mean, Kressara, you've sailed from Dinvala to Isfjell before. And it is quite a long journey. We're talking about 700 miles, which It'll take you several days, even with the Cloudmaiden's considerable speed.
Yeah, she definitely would relay this to everybody and make sure that we're fully stocked up on everything that we needed.
Are we leaving your ship here or
It
your new
doesn't
ship?
fly, Adair.
I
I
understand.
know you've not been around many ships, but not all of them fly. This one's kind of a rarity.
I could make it smaller and we could take it in the hold. But I was suggesting, did you want to pull it along or?
It's fine where it is. I will use it when I
Okay.
come back as I spread my Oh, here, by the way, do you need a pamphlet to the Mist King?
No, thank you.
I hand wrote that. Actually, read it.
I can tell. Excellent penmanship.
Thank you. Thank you. I got a lot of practice as she points to the pile of like 300 pamphlets that she's handwritten during her duration.
You've used up pretty much Trevor's entire stock of paper at this point.
Luckily, we have more coming in. And she points to the bag on the ship that she's taking to spread in Dimvala.
Gotta spread the word. So yeah, are you intending to sail sort of dead straight across open ocean to get to Dendvala, or sort of island hop a bit through the Fire Islands? The choice is yours.
We definitely want to avoid the notice of any dragons. I suggest that we fly as close as possible, then land and pull into the harbor, rather than fly and then land and attract the attention of anyone.
Okay.
So Aldous pulls out the map. So we want to go this route, and she'll basically make a route that goes from Shrubrow all along the coast, with like stopping on one or two of the
Feel
islands.
free to scribble on the map, by the way.
Awesome.
Yeah. You've got
Let me
plans for routes, scribble away.
Does that work? Okay, I don't know how to delete that. But okay, so we're about right here. So I would draw like this. We could stop like there, and then there, and then there, and then hop.
We're free to just to fly straight out. If it is faster, but about here we would want to stop and then sail in.
It depends on if you think the waters near Denvala are safer than the land.
We mostly just don't want to attract any attention. I don't think anyone in my hometown would try to steal our ship, but it's been many years since I've been there. It would be better not to attract that kind of attention.
How many miles can we go in a day?
I think we've said about 100 before.
I think
But-
so.
Yes.
What are the rules on the teleport?
The rules are you can
It's
take 8
people.
people,
People.
and you have to have seen where you're going. Well, you don't have to have seen where you're going, but it
You have to know where you're
honestly
going.
helps.
But it's only our persons and our equipment
Yes,
carried
you can't
on this, right?
teleport the
Okay.
boat. You can teleport to the boat, but you cannot not teleport the entire boat. Yeah, you have that as an
So-
option if you want everyone to shortcut.
Cool.
So
I don't recommend stopping on every island the closer we get to the Fire Islands. We don't know which islands are inhabited by the red dragons. Any stops before we get to the islands would be fine, but the closer we get, they are there.
Well, do we recommend flying onto the night and maybe taking shifts where half of us stay awake during the day, half of us stay awake at night, just so we can keep flying onward? Or do we want to stop in the waters every day for all of us to rest?
The waters are fairly safe.
Okay.
So, I mean, as long as there are no storms, they're no more dangerous than anywhere else. It's really the air you have to watch out for.
What's
On the
this
fire.
White Bear Island? Has anyone ever been there?
White bear?
Is that what it says? White Bear
Mhm.
Island?
I think they have
Oh, yes,
white
yes.
bears there.
Hmm.
It's kind of out of the way, but seems interesting.
Actually, if we go between the hop and skip, and if we were to just go there and then straight down to Denvala, it would actually split the journey in half.
Yeah. Where's that?
And probably throw the
400
DM
there.
for a loop because they weren't planning on that.
450 there, and then 330 to Denvala for miles.
So yeah, it's
So
a little
4
bit
days
more.
there. and
it would
then
actually
3 and some change to Denvala.
it would also take us out of line of sight of most dragons.
And we could alternate and fly full days. Some rest while the others fly and get there quicker.
Another revolutionary thought is the ship is capable of being on the water, right? We don't have to
Yeah,
fly.
yeah. It does also work perfectly functionally as an actual boat. It has a sail, and it
Would
does actually
it be
work.
slower if we went by water though?
Yes.
Mm.
But it would be much slower. Adair actually
We
surprisingly
could
had a good
still
idea.
control the boat the same way as if we were flying, but on the water.
Yeah.
We could still do it that way, not just with the oars. So we could get the oars as backup. But yeah, if we want to just do the...
I would
Or-
assume that the water would be slower than the sky. I'm sorry, Torvald.
No, I was just saying or.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
or.
was
Well,
ignoring that.
we can double time as well. Someone could be at the chair, and then the rest of us could be rowing. That might make it even faster.
I don't know, because we've been able to get the boat up in the air going pretty heckin' fast.
Mhm. I like the idea
If you
of
want to
flying to White Bear and
risk exhaustion, you can also double time the boat and sail super fast through the air. But
It's up to
Dragon
you, but at this
territory.
rate, we could be halfway there.
That's what I was gonna say.
yes. So my question to you is: air or water? Via White Bear Island, direct, or via the chain of the Fire Islands? Do we have a conclusion?
I think we should go through White Bear Island and see
And yeah,
what
I
goes
think
on
that's
there.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay. So
4
the
days
plan
there
is
and
to fly across to this large island. So those of you who've sailed have probably heard of it. It's not sort of a regular stopping point for raiders or traders because it's a bit out of the way and also inhabited by
White
bears.
Bears.
Green bears.
Mostly.
The white bears are actually less desirable, so they call it White Bear Island, so no one goes there.
Goes there.
Yep.
Well,
It's a very
actually,
Viking thing to do. They've done
Yes,
it with
yes,
something
a few
I can't remember
miles
what the other
that
thing
way
was.
off the map, you can see there's Green Bear Island, and that's actually where all the white bears are. It's this
Mhm.
whole green bear, white bear mix up, and everyone always gets them confused on the maps.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, so you sail off, heading off as the sun sort of is rising above the ocean. Yeah, sailing off into the sunrise. It's quite lovely at first, and then it's starts to get in your eyes a bit. But as you set sail, who is flying the boat? Who is keeping watch? And can someone roll me 1d6, please?
I will fly the boat
Or can
and
keep watch.
I'll roll the dice. I got a 4.
I'll just flying first. Torvald. Make me a perception check, please.
Okay. That is going to be an 8 on the dice, but
I'm going to add a 6 to
never
that.
fear. You're going to add a
Ooh.
6 to it.
I'm adding a 6 to that roll. That's
Cool.
fine.
Okay, so as you
So it's going to be, it's a 17 plus 6, so 23.
Okay. So as you set sail on this first day of the roughly sort of 3 days it's going to take you to get across to White Bear Island, it's quite a peaceful day. There's a brisk wind over the ocean, but no storms, no sun on the horizon. And it's getting towards like late afternoon when you see Torvald, off towards the south, just a glimpse of this shape scudding low over the ocean. This the glint of the glint of the afternoon sun on something red off in the distance. But it's a long way out your way. You've not crossed paths with it yet.
You said it's to the south?
To the south, yes.
And whereabouts are we?
So at this point, you are probably approximately. I have still not sussed out scrolling on this computer. Goes the wrong direction. It's really quite distressing. Probably about here, somewhere north of Ravik Island.
Okay. And it's flying like away.
It's sort of skimming along the horizon, heading probably heading eastwards. But yeah, it's not. You don't look like it's in any danger of sailing into it unless you deliberately want to. But
okay.
Just out there.
Noted.
As the sun gets lower in the sky, it passes on away out of sight. And are you intending to sail onwards through the night? And Torvald, do you intend to pass on this information to anyone or not? Knowing what happened last time, you suggested that you'd seen a dragon in the distance.
I will pass the information on and also suggest that we not bother it, since we have more pressing matters than to hunt down a dragon.
I will fly through the night. And come morning, I'll land the boat so that the next person to fly can take over if they want.
I'll take the next watch.
Okay, Kressara, make me a perception check as you sail on through the night. So I'm not going to roll everything hour by hour here. I'd also like someone to roll me 1d6.
I rolled the 1d6 the first time and got a 4. I can roll it again. That's a 3.
Okay. All right. 3.
For the d6.
Yes. Okay.
Kressara, you can add a 1 to your perception as well.
You can add a 1? Yay, that's a 4.
Where's his magical dice numbers coming from?
It is my wheel cosmic omen ability.
Oh.
Stars, the beautiful stars in the night sky above. You
nice.
see beautiful clear, and there's just this ripple of like, I guess whatever this world's equivalent of the Northern Lights is, definitely needs one because they're amazing. It's this ripple of light in the sky. But other than that, Kressara, there's nothing going on tonight. I mean, it's dark. You can't see in the dark.
Everything's great.
Everything's fine. Nothing to report. And is everyone else sleeping that night? Yeah. Everything's fine. Everything's good. And morning dawns as you've now sort of passed on out. As the morning starts to come, you're woken by something crashing into your boat. Or rather, your boat crashing into something.
Great.
This is after I've landed to swap.
Yes, this is sort of after you've landed, as you sort of have bobbed on the ocean, as your person keeping watch, as you feel this something bangs the side of your boat and wakes you all up with a start. And just off like the leeward side of the boat, you can see this little tiny chunk of ice just
since I am still awake, I'm going to check to see if there was any damage to the boat.
Oh, we were flying, or we're not flying.
I said we landed
it
so that we could trade flight. Who's piloting the boat?
Yeah, Aldous, you're currently suffering from one level of exhaustion, having flown but far too long.
That's fine. I don't think I've gotten out of the chair yet. It was like within a few minutes after
it's
landing,
within
right?
a few minutes after you've landed.
I'm going to use my mental connection to the boat to see if there was any damage from hitting whatever we hit.
There's a bit of a hole in the side. It's not a major one. It's just starting to seep through a bit of water. But
okay. Torvald, we've got a small leak.
Aye. Would you like me to fix it?
Please.
I'll head over wherever she points out.
And you see there's just a few cracks where essentially if you look over the side of the boat, you can see that you have essentially landed the boat almost directly on top of / next to an iceberg.
Okay.
And you actually look out over this water, you can see a few more little innocuous chunks of ice floating out over the ocean.
Torvald will lower his hand to the deck where the damage is, and you just see these little sparks of electricity kind of go out and almost thread through it and kind of pull it together. And I'll cast Mending.
All right, and easy as that, the boat knits back together. No hassle at all.
Well, we should probably avoid the ice in the future.
Well, then I guess we won't fly through the night. Or maybe we should fly through the night and float through the day?
Well, we could just keep swapping, so you're not too tired to miss the ice in the water.
Well, considering swapping mid-air is doable, but not exactly comfortable. I thought landing would be better.
We'll be more careful. When we land, we'll have someone spotting and looking for ice and such.
It wasn't exactly our fault. I didn't see any ice either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll be more careful.
All right, whose turn is it to fly? And I am going to stand up from the chair and move over to a bench and fall asleep.
Yeah. So as I'll just you can settle down. You got the edge of the edge of the feather pile if you like. It's like the big bundle of feathers. It's very comfortable.
And Sindri's going to curl up next to me.
Yeah. As a new day dawns, you reckon you're getting towards where we should hit White Bear Island by the end of the day. But who's flying? Who's keeping watch?
I'll fly.
I'll keep one.
All right, Uno, make me a perception check. Someone roll me that 1d6.
I guess since I'm flying, I'll roll the d6. We'll let it be the...
Yeah, go for it.
That is a 2. And
okay.
Uno, do you want any help on that?
I got an 18, so I think we're okay.
Nope, I think you're fine.
18?
Yes.
So, you sail on throughout the day. It's probably about halfway through Uno that you see something underneath the water. Just movement of something. And it's like deep grey-green ocean, and it's just this soft swell of water as though something large was moving down underneath the surface.
Bigger or smaller than the boat?
Bigger than the boat.
It can swallow us? No. Maybe.
I mean, you're
Take a
flying at the
sizable bite.
You're flying at
Okay.
the moment, so
Yes,
I presume, are you flying?
I'm just trying to gauge if it can bite us or not.
Adair, would you like to fly or float? How are you sailing today? Just before we.
I think fly.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see from your vantage point down. Just it looks a lot bigger than the boat. This long, sinuous form down underneath the water, and you've seen a sea serpent before. That was big.
Yes.
This is considerably larger.
Even bigger. Okay, cool.
Much bigger.
How far above the water are we?
Adair, how far above the water are you?
At least 30 feet.
Whatever your yeah, I'd say go about 30 feet more.
Okay. And I
So
will.
I would, yeah, Una would walk over. She'd be kind of gagging, looking over the boat. She's trying to check out this creature, but also she gets seasick and fly sick and everything sick. So she's like, oh. And then she'll come walk over to you and just, I think there's something pretty large under the water. We should probably fly a bit higher.
Okay.
I don't think it could fly, otherwise we'd probably be eaten by now. So stay clear of it. I know we talked about landing in the water versus trading out. I think we should do a mid-air trade if it keeps up with us.
All right. Well, I don't want to go too high because I don't want to be visible from a great distance so much, but
yeah, well, as of right now, we see something in the water, we don't see something in the air, so we gotta kind of take our chances. I'll make it your call how high we go, but I think 30 feet is within leaping range for whatever this is.
all right. So I will take it up to 80 feet, say, and still not too high.
Yeah,
I'll continue to watch. Yeah, and then after he does that, I'll go back to the rails and see if us going higher kind of dissuades it from
Before
following
you
us.
step away, I will suggest we douse any lights that we have.
Sure.
If at night, so.
Sure.
Yeah,
I can't see, but yep.
Yeah, looking down, it's hard to be certain because you're sort of seeing this shadow of a shape moving through the ocean. You think it's still down there. It doesn't necessarily seem to be following you as such. It just seems to be this long, sinuous shape down underneath the water.
Cool. She'll keep eye on it as best as she can.
Coiling down there.
And then now that we're higher, she'd be kind of like 5 minutes on the water, 5 minutes in the air, 5 minutes in the water.
The air today seems fairly clear of giant birds and flying reptiles. You can see now, as it gets late in the day, the edge of this large island ahead, mostly like covered in snow and ice. And this rocky cliffs. You see sort of wheeling flocks of seabirds, these jagged rocks down below. What did you get on your perception again?
I had an 18.
18. And yeah, as you see these rocky shore come to view, you can see there seems to be on the very sort of end promontory of this island, seems to be some kind of structure built halfway up the cliff face. Looks to be this platform jutting out of the cliff face. But other than that, it mostly is just large numbers of seabirds.
Cool. I will try not to get pooped on. That's the goal.
I mean, if you go much nearer this land, there's going to be a very difficult challenge. You can you can almost smell the land as soon as you can see it. Like if you've ever been to a large like seabird colony somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. That is the smell we're going on here. It's
Una will go throw up at some point, probably, maybe once or twice. Not a fun flight for her. But yeah, she'll just continue to kind of watch the water and watch the sky now that we're in a kind of balance point between the two.
Okay, I mean the sun's getting towards evening now. You can see the very much edge of White Bear Island. It is a vast island. Like this is. I mean, I think how big it actually is. My sense of scale is. It's over 100 miles long. Like that's like you can only see the edge of it. It just continues off into the distance, northwards as well. You can see the edge of probably up towards the edge of the ice sheet. Don't know what your intentions are towards White Bear Island.
What are your intentions toward my island?
We'll find out when we. We'll find out based on what the intentions of the island are to us.
Is everyone rested and awake at this point? Because it's been a full day cycle, I think, right?
It has been,
except for me and Uno, because we're doing stuff,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
2 days and 1 night. So it's been the end. It's just towards the end of the day. So everyone's had sort of
Everybody's had a rest.
Yes, and Aldous at this point has had her nap. Well, a day's sleeping, so you're no longer exhausted, but
Yep. Okay, so I can either fly or I can try to keep watch. If that's what we want to do.
No, I don't want to fly too long and get exhausted. Since we have people we can shift off, I think we should shift off on regular intervals to do that. The question is, do we want to land?
No. Don't think so.
Why? What's wrong?
There's a pretty large creature in the water. We're flying a bit higher than we wanted to, just to try to make sure we're not within breaching range. I can't really get a good view on it since it hasn't gone above the water yet, but couldn't tell you what it is. It might be a serpent, it might be a whale.
Where is it? And I'm going to go to the side of the rail of the ship and look down and try to find it.
Maybe a perception check, because this thing it's big, but it's blending in quite well into the ocean. Let's see.
That's an 11.
You think you see it. You're looking over the side. You're fairly sure you see it, and then you watch as sort of the form of a whale sort of crests up through the ocean with a spurt of water and sinks back down again.
Oh, it's just a whale.
Maybe. That might not have been what I saw. I still think we should be careful. I think the discomfort of doing an air switch is more favorable than the discomfort of landing in the water and becoming something's lunch.
Okay, well then who's going to fly? And who's going to keep watch?
Whoever hasn't yet. I just took watch for the night, but I could probably fly if we need to. Or Torvald.
I can keep watch.
I don't fly. Never mind.
Would you like me to ask the whale if it saw anything?
You speak whale.
That's a good idea.
Actually, a good idea.
In that case, we need to land.
Can you get down to it safely?
Well, I could jump off the edge, but it's quite a fall.
Yeah.
I need to hear this.
I mean, you could definitely bring the boat down low. I mean, lower enough to
I am
be
not
within
doing
whale
Dory
range.
to talk to the whale.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, you definitely see the movement of another whale. Sort of, there seems to be a whole pod of them down there. I think was that dolphins just going in pods.
Yes.
It's a shoal of whales.
Whales go in
I can't
pods,
remember
too.
what it's called, but
I don't
yeah.
know.
It depends on the whale, I
A
think.
grouping
Yeah.
of whales. I'm really bad at my collective nouns.
It's a good time. The whale of a good time.
They're having a whale of a time down there.
A pod, a gam, or a herd. From what it looks
Go with a
like.
pod of whales. Yes. So Adair,
Gam
would you
sounds
like?
like the English.
Well,
Got a gamma
just,
whales down there.
Just to let you
Go,
know,
whales.
it takes me about 10 minutes to get my mindset to where I can speak to them. So somebody's going to have to take over flying, or we've got to
Okay.
land.
I'll take
Okay.
the helm.
Right.
You'll take the helm? Okay.
Sure, why not? Freddy, you can do it, and I'll keep watch.
All right. So midair, there's like a whoop as it drops down.
Are we doing a
Yes.
midair swap or are we going to land? That's up to
I thought you said you
Adair.
were doing a
since he's-
midair swap.
That's up to
I'm-
Adair. He's the one who's flying
No,
right now.
I'm leaving it to everybody else. I'm happy with the midair swap. We've done it before and we lived.
Uno prefers the air swap, personally.
Okay.
Well,
Fine.
take it up so we got more time in case it takes a little bit to get in control. And
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah,
will
so
take us
we'll,
up. I will take us up to a couple hundred feet.
Yep. And I'm going to ask, I'm not going to set the bar very low here, but I am going to ask for either an acrobatics or an athletics check off everyone to either use strength to brace yourself and hold on, or use your agility to balance.
Yep.
Give it a roll and just let me know if anyone gets less than a 10.
Well,
I can use
first off,
athletics. Yes.
First off, I'm going to pull up on my ability, and for 4 people who are rolling, everyone but me, let's see what your bonuses are. Somebody gets a 3, somebody gets a 3, somebody gets a 5, and somebody gets a 1.
So
Do we have
who
to
do
do
you
it
like
before we
best?
roll?
So enjoy.
I would like the 5, please.
However-
I roll in that one.
I'm just
Can I
going to
have the 5,
cast it
please?
out for everybody.
How does it work? So we just pick after we roll or before we roll?
You go ahead and pick now and take it and put it on your roll. You got to do it before you roll. But I'm just
already rolled.
being.
I will roll again.
You can have the 5.
This will be my
it?
first time rolling with actual athletics or acrobatics because of the item. I would look at them like, oh no, oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. Plus 4 to athletics.
I guess I'll take the 1.
Wait, so I have to re-roll, correct?
No, you're good. You can have the 5 on your natural one. What's that
Great,
giving you
thank
2 as a
you.
total?
That's perfect. I have a +8 to athletics, so I wasn't
Okay.
totally
Alright.
screwed. But that brings
I
me up
have
to
a total of
14.
a 9
Oh.
because I
have
took
a
the 1 option.
Yeah, okay.
10 plus whatever bonus I ended up with.
That would be 3.
Okay, and
Okay.
Kressara? I think you're probably all right. And Adair, what did you get?
I got a nat 20.
Okay, show off.
Show off.
It
Wait, which
happens
ones
so
were we,
rarely. I am pleased.
It was athletics or acrobatics, Kressara. Your choice. As
I'm gonna do it. Athletics.
And Torvald, you said you were the one who was taking the helm?
Yeah.
okay, so the boat flies up 100 feet, and as you execute this mid-air swap, Adair swaps out of the chair, Torvald swaps into the chair, Uno right, and Kressara managed to hold on to the boat, and Aldous goes over the side.
She goes over the side.
Over.
I was standing next to the side of the boat,
She was looking out. She was doing a nice
and
looking over.
I used strength. Sorry, not strength, but athletics, and apparently I wasn't gripping hard enough.
I'm gonna
tip.
jump
Okay.
after her and
So-
grab her because I have a ring of featherfall. Can I jump after her and catch her?
I mean, she will be
You don't
falling
have to.
faster than you,
You don't
with
have
Featherfall.
to. At that point, I think I will cast fly. I think I have fly.
Oh,
there
you
you
do.
It's fine.
We're like, no. And then she just hovers up like Aladdin.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast fly after I go overboard, and I will fly next
you're
to
all good.
the what's it called? Oh, that shouldn't have done twice. Sorry.
That's
Um,
good.
When did you
I'll
learn
follow-
how to do that?
Recently, I was able to do it to save Uno when we fought the huge bird.
Well, it's a good trick to have.
It's very helpful.
And then just before the spell wears off, I will land inside the boat.
Oh, you got a whole 10 minutes. You can do a couple of laps if you like.
Oh yeah. Actually,
can you hold someone while you're flying?
Yeah.
Yes.
How much weight can you?
Here we go.
How much weight?
I say you can carry someone else as long as they're not wearing too much in the way of plate armor or anything, which I don't think Adair is. If you want to,
I can get naked if it'll lighten the load. I mean, do you want to fly a naked man down to talk to the whales?
Okay, so then I guess I'll retcon. If Adair wants to fly down to talk to the whale, I will. If he brings that up, I'll do that.
They're gonna like make him their king. He'll be the king of whales.
Yeah, you can take Adair down on a whale watching trip. And
right now, I'm just the Prince of Wales. Is that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right. If that's what Adair wants to do, then yes, I'll do that.
Excellent. It will take me 10 minutes to prep the spell, though.
Then I will cast it again.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
yes.
it's not going to time very well. I hate for you to burn a spell slot.
Yeah, she gets it's fine. We can get another rest.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
She's a warlock. They come easy.
I'm not used to how easy you have it. We have to work for it.
But yeah, as this is all going on, a whale sort of comes up to surface, having seen what was going on and being quite curious about all this nonsense. You see this whale peering up above the ocean. Like,
When we get down next to it, I will go, dude, what's happening?
Dude.
Surf's up, man. What's going on?
It's lots of good krill. There's birds. The storm coming.
Have you
Why
seen
are
any?
you in the air?
We find that it's easier to fly through the air than swim through the ocean for us because we don't want to get in your way, and we're so big that we could cause a major ecological disaster for you, and we're just trying to be, good citizens.
I knew a whale that could fly once.
Really? That is incredible.
What hung out with a wizard.
Oh, well, So, have you seen anything like, hitting around this area that might like to eat a ship or a whale or anything?
Oh, I mean, specifically, there's quite a lot of things that might try and eat you or eat your ship, because there's lots of things that will eat you.
Well, true. But, I had a friend who got swallowed by a whale once.
Pardon?
I had a friend who got swallowed by a whale once. He was in there for 3 days. Yeah.
That was uncomfortable for the whale.
I'm sure it was. I think that's why he spit him up eventually.
No, there's murderous dolphins. There's bears.
I heard dolphins are kind of rapey. Is that true?
I don't hang around with dolphins. They're they do their thing. We just leave them be. They're dolphins. You can't trust them.
So no really large sea serpents or what they would refer to as sea monsters.
Yes, you mean the serpent.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. That eats boats sometimes. But you've seen it?
Somebody thinks they might have, but then we think that it might have been your group traveling, and we just want to be sure. Have you seen anything?
It's meant to be sleeping.
Well, that's always a good thing for serpents.
Yes. The Queen of the Deeps keeps it sleeping. It and many of its children.
So there are a few of them. Okay.
Yes. There's, the serpents, the kraken, and the king of all serpents. but that's sleeping. If that was awake, that would mean, let's just say let's hope it's not awake, because that's a really bad sign.
We have very good fortune. Luck follows us everywhere, so I'm sure everything will be just wonderful.
Yes.
But on the off chance that it was awake, would it be headed south, you think? Towards that Fire Island place?
You mean if the definitely not awake, really bad news serpent was awake, where would it be going? How would I know that?
Well, I figure you seem so smart and so well reasoned, and you've obviously lived here a long time, because you are lovely, but it just shows that you are so wise and
I've swum these oceans for a long time, and then, as my ancestors have before, since the dawn of the world, and we will do until the serpent wakes and the end comes.
So you are the owls of the ocean. You are so wise, and I'm just curious if you would have any plan whatsoever as to where this thing might, if it were to wake up, which obviously it hasn't, but if it were.
The legends say that if it wakes, it will seek to swallow up all that lies in its paths and wake its siblings.
And where do those siblings have their crib?
Under the ice.
Under the ice, okay. So that would be to the north. So going to the south would be okay, don't you think? Which way are you headed?
South.
Excellent. You know what? We're going to be flying along, and if you see anything, hey, let us know. And if we see anything, we'll let you know.
All right. Sounds like a deal. Yeah.
All right, dude. We'll hang to.
Dude.
Right.
So now we have the whale watching.
It would seem that way, yes.
What am I hearing for all of this, since I am just listening and trying not to fall into the water?
I'm really disappointed you didn't greet him with "What's cracking."
No. We don't use Kraken in this conversation. It's,
All right. Before the 10 minutes is up, assuming that conversation took less than 10 minutes, I will get us back to the boat, or try to.
Yeah. You can fly back up to the boat. So you're here. You've got whales underneath you. You've got patches of icebergs in this half-frozen ocean, and you're just off these, like, the cliffs on the south edge of White Bear Island, where you can see these rocky cliffs. Some kind of definitely man-made platform about halfway up, and then like a frozen ice sheet sort of on the top of the island. And as night's falling, what's your plan for tonight? Are you stopping off somewhere, or are you carrying straight on and flying? What would you like to do?
Well, you're flying.
Well,
What do you want to do?
I'd say we should swap, and that way we don't get exhausted in case we run into anything.
I think the goal is to stick with the whales, right?
I feel a little safer now that Adair's spoken to.
Did Adair exchange that information with all of us?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Did I get my long rest or short rest before the swap out for the boat?
So you had your long rest, as I said, you wiped off your level of exhaustion. You would now have not had a short rest since you woke up. So until you sort of, if you carry on sailing, after an hour, you will have your spell slots back. If you take a short rest and don't directly fly whilst Torvald's flying the boat, you will, however, still be sort of out of sync with everyone else's waking sleeping cycle, depending on how you do this.
Okay.
I'm more than happy if she needs to rest that I'll fly the next date.
We've determined that the spell slots at this point are no longer needed. It's only if we do fancy flying.
Only
correct?
if you do fancy things will I ask you to keep track of that.
No, I'll take the next 8 hours.
Right,
that's
so you're
fine.
doing the night shift.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so keeping track with the whales as you sail away from White Bear Island after a very fleeting visit. You can see a lonely bear up on the cliffs going, "Oh, I thought you were going to come and investigate my really cool island." And,
Oh man,
No.
I'd really like to buy that guy a Coke.
Well, you could buy the world a Coke.
but yeah,
Man, that would bring
so
such harmony.
Agreed.
right.
This episode not sponsored by Coke.
Not no, definitely not. But
Because you're not reading Twitch chat, right?
no.
Good. Don't Timber Brad, don't give her ideas, please.
No,
And
I've read
she
Brad,
it.
I'm
pops-
going to get you in a one shot.
Pops it open.
Doesn't count as a prediction if you made it happen.
It totally does. But yeah, as Aldous is flying the boat through the night, is everyone else sleeping? Or is anyone else staying up to keep watch?
Torvald just got done flying, right? So
Mhm.
My turn
You
to
would-
keep watch.
he would go to sleep and then take watch when he wakes up. Probably.
Okay, so we're putting another of the humans on night watch again.
The
Cunning.
way you said human sounded a little.
Well, to be fair, actually, you're
racially
all
charged.
humans apart from Torvald.
Okay, I will cast Dark Vision
Just-
on whomever human is keeping watch next before I go to
Yes.
sleep.
That sounds like a good ploy. Yeah, I just realised this is the most humans I think I've ever seen in a D&D party. Like,
My only non-human character. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, Aldous, roll me 1d6, Kressara, roll me a perception check, and we'll get into the results of that in a moment, because first, Adair, as
Yes.
you sort of drift down into sleep, you find your night filled with dreams. These strange, very clear and vivid dreams that you've had before. First you dream of is this serpentine creature down deep in the depths of the ocean, sort of wending its way along the sea floor, this vast snake uncoiling. Then the glimpse of ice cracking and the sound of rattling chains. And then this clear vision of an island. Just like shores covered in dust and ashes. And this mountain rising up at the center of it. Like this fire glowing at its heart. And dragons wheeling in the sky above it. And then this ripping, shredding sound. As this sort of tear appears in the sky. Just a glimpse. You see beyond it a fleet of boats flying against the starry night sky. And then the final glimpse you get before you wake is a woman holding a book in her hands. You watch as it's just seeping from the pages of this book, is blood flowing out from the pages. You don't recognize her. She's just this brown-haired elf. You've never seen her before. There's just this brief glimpse as she looks up at you. It's almost a blink, almost like she's looking straight at you before you wake. You recognize, like she can see you seeing her. And then with that, the dream ends, and you sort of bolt awake, and you see the glittering night sky and the stars above you. Aldous is flying, and Kressara is keeping watch.
totally missed that you were describing a dream. So I'm gonna go change my pants. I'll be right back.
It's a moment of panic. Oh. No,
I
no.
rolled a 5 on the d6.
Oh, okay. All right, and Kressara, what did you get on your perception? Okay. All right, well,
What was the bonus that you got? Oh, dark vision didn't help with that, did it?
it just meant that you can actually see, but yeah, the night is...
No, I obviously cast it wrong.
As a joke.
I always like to think that Kressara can see. It's almost like distracting. Like you can see in the dark, and it's amazing, and it's also pretty and beautiful, and the stars are brighter, and completely unaware of whatever's going on. But Adair, you are suddenly awake.
Do we have any of Torvald's ale on board?
Torvald?
We could.
If
My
so, I'm going to
children
go
say
grab
no.
some.
Do you want me to see how good it is?
I don't
What am
care.
I rolling?
But yeah, feel free.
Oh, go on. You know, if we roll, this is the medicine check of ale
Medicine.
making.
Okay. Medicine ale. Oh god. That's a nat 1. I mean it's a 10,
A 10.
but it's a nat 1.
I mean, it's getting better, like just by pure practice. And you're getting more proficient and better at making this. Yeah, it's drinkable.
I'm going to drink it and then walk back and sit at the aft of the boat and just think for a little bit. Watch the stars.
You're sitting in the pile of feathers?
Sure, that sounds very comfortable. I might actually spread out, make a little angel shape in it.
But yes. So, Kressara, you don't really see much going on. You see it except for Adair get up, get a beer, and go and.
Yeah, I mean, she'll just watch, but I guess everything looks beautiful with the two.
Everything looks beautiful with the two. Until suddenly, well, there's this gust of wind as this large shape comes diving down out of the night sky towards you. And then suddenly, the night is bright with light as fire fills the air around you. And I think that's the point we're going to go to break. Also, just check something here.
Right.
And
we'll be back. Oh, are you ready? Or?
We'll be back. I was going to say, roll initiative and go to break.
We'll be back shortly.
Okay, so out of the night sky, whilst I believe two of you are still sleeping currently, the dragon comes swooping down towards the boat. And I would like... I'm going to let everyone have a dex save because you get this moment of brief heat before it hits. But those of you... But I'm afraid Uno and it's...
Torvald
will be making a
asleep.
disadvantage with how much of a warning.
Disadvantage? I already have disadvantage because my stat is poopy.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have left Kressara on watch. I don't know what to say here. Like,
Okay.
you missed the dragon that was enormous.
I'm scared.
Dex save of 18.
18.
Oh, I rolled a nat 20 too.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
13
9.
actually with disadvantage.
13, a 9.
7.
7,
8.
8. And Aldous is the top with a... What is yours?
18
8. Oh dear.
for the deck save.
Yeah. Well, apart from Aldous, we're all going to be taking some damage here. Luckily, this is quite full grown, this maybe. Need to make the token smaller for this one because it's a little bit smaller than you thought it was. But sorry, I've just got a lot of dice to roll here. That's not good. So, hi, that will be 52 points of fire damage.
How much? 52?
52
For who? For everyone?
for everyone. Half for Aldous.
Yeah, for Aldous. Okay.
So you get this rude, fiery awakening.
You said how much?
52.
Oh.
It's a lot. That's a lot of damage.
Yes, it is.
Is it within 5 feet of me?
As it swoops over. No, it's not within 5 feet of you. It's a dragon. It doesn't need to be.
But it could have been.
I
Just
have
wasn't.
to assume, since I was embedded in the feathers, that we now have a flaming pile of molten
Yes.
feathers as well.
The feathers are on fire.
I assume we have a flaming pile of our ship is made of wood, to be honest.
I am going to use my reaction, Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, what type of damage is that?
Dex save of 16.
It fails. But as you...
That's 38 damage.
It doesn't seem to bother it in the slightest.
Fight fire with fire
It just
unless you're fighting a
flies on fire. It doesn't seem to even really notice.
Okay.
As it swoops past the boat. Uno, you're awake. You're on fire. The boat is slightly on fire. The feathers are on fire. There is a dragon. What do you want to do?
Well, see, I hate fighting dragons because Uno has this really lovely, beautiful sword with runes, and it's big and does good damage. Dragons like to not be close enough for that to work. So she'll go ahead and just grumpily
I'm sorry.
No. this is roleplay of Una. This is Moira's having a great time. Una will grumpily take an arrow from she has like a side quiver, and she'll slash it against her shoulder and activate her Crimson Right. It's a red dragon?
It's a red dragon.
Okay, so maybe not fire. So I will go ahead and do, let's see, I have fire, lightning, or radiant.
Kressara, you will be up next if you're still.
I'll just activate radiant damage. Is it nighttime or is
It's
it
nighttime? It is
Yes.
nighttime.
So I'll go ahead and activate my Rite of the Dawn. And my weapon now sheds bright light out to a radius of 20 feet. So if you're within 20 feet of me, you have some bright light that you can use to see. I will take my d6 of damage on top of
20 feet, what's that?
that was already done. 20 feet. I assume it's a circular shape. I'll take a d6 of damage. That's a 6. That sucks. And let's see. Yep, so that was my bonus action. So I'll go ahead and take 2 attacks
All right.
with my crossbow.
Let's see how this goes.
We shall. Well, that's a 7 to hit.
No.
That's a 16 to hit.
No.
Didn't think so. Okay.
The first one sort of sails past in the night. The second one like glances off the dragon's scales.
Cool. It's like in archery, you got to take those couple warm-up shots to kind of figure it out. And then
Yeah.
There we go.
Kressara. Suddenly dragons. What would you like to do? Or dragon?
Oh, and then
singular.
where am I? Oh, okay. I'm in a good spot in compare. I might move a little more forward actually before the end of my turn, just so Torvald.
Yeah, you can move yourself to where you would have been. I think you mostly just left where you were last time we had a fight on the boat.
Yes, and that's fine. Does Torvald have dark vision? Yes, he does, right? Okay, so that's fine. I'll stay where I am then. Or actually, no, I still will move. How difficult is it for you to move this light beam that I've got?
It's attached to your token.
Oh.
Just move yourself and it will move with you.
Great. Yeah, I'm just going to try to light up more area of the boat by moving right here. So that'll be good.
Okay.
I have a question. I've used real dice to roll my initiative, and I rolled an 18, total of 18.
Oh, 18. That was my mistake. I thought you said 14. I'd forgotten, and I was trying to do it from memory. It is your turn before Kressara, then. What do you like to do?
I can go after Kressara is fine, since she's already started rolling for her stuff.
I can always hold it till next turn if you want to go first. I assume only one of my attacks gonna hit.
Quick question. Am I able, as I'm controlling the boat, to put out the flames that are directly attached to the boat?
You can use your action and make a sort of a check with your spell. So yours would be as if you're casting a spell, sort of exert your will through the boat to try and put out the fire. Yes.
Yes, I would like to do that. What would you like me to roll for?
So that would be so it's essentially the same as a spell attack.
Oh, okay. So that means I get a +8, right?
Yeah. So roll plus your spellcasting modifier.
That's a 17.
Okay, so you watch as these fires are starting to lick across the wood, sort of like slowly just dampen down. So just the feathers are still on fire. The boat itself is not.
And I'm going, are Torvald and they're awake now, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So there's nothing else I can do.
All right. Kressara, as you what are you doing? I've got the rolls here, I'll tell you what.
I will definitely rage and bust out my longbow. She fired 2 shots. One was a 10, one was an 18.
First one misses, the second one will hit.
Okay. I rolled an 8 piercing damage. The second one I just rolled to make sure I got my +2 in there.
Is that 8? Is there any bonuses to that 8? Do you get? Is that with your rage damage?
Well, you get to add +3. So 11 points of piercing damage. Not much, but it's a start.
It's a start. You've landed the first hit on it.
And you raged, correct?
I did rage, yes. So anyone within 10 feet of me gets 4 temporary hit points.
Okay. So I think that is both Uno and Eldis.
How many temporary did you say?
4.
4? Cool.
And Sindri.
And Sindri. Actually,
Nice.
that is very useful. I think Sindri only technically has like 1 hit point.
Nice.
Okay, well, she's got 5 now.
She was underneath the chair when the fire went off, luckily.
And that's all I will do for now.
Okay. Adair, you just got a beer. Settle down.
I assume the beer's evaporated from the heat.
It's just bubbling away like a nice. It's a very warm beer now, just kind of bubbling away in the
I'll pour the beer out. I stand up, become I slowly become translucent, and all of the finger joints, elbow joints, and such begin to glow like stars, and I will emit a light in a 10-foot diameter that is a very bright light, and it goes another 10 feet as a dim light. And the cup in my hand takes on, it looks like a glowing chalice. And all of our friends on the boat, you're going to take 17 points of healing. And Uno, you're going to get an extra 11 points of healing. As I cast Mass Healing Word.
Very nice. So everyone, would anyone else like to start glowing?
I really love the idea of you giving me extra health, because you know I have to hurt myself to do more damage. Here, have some extra so you can cut yourself again.
So yeah, you got both you and Uno with this radiant light shining out into the night.
And I will continue to have the form of lights of a constellation of a chalice around me, and that's it for me this time. I will step out of the burning feathers, but I will stay towards the back of the boat.
Okay.
Are you kicking the feathers overboard while you do that?
If I can, DM, I will proceed to.
Yeah, you can
defeather the board.
Plummeting down off the side of the boat with all those lovely pillars you could have made. But Torvald, over to you.
How far away is the dragon?
Let me get a ruler out.
Is it like 10 feet away from me?
It's like 15 feet off the side of the boat. It's just currently swooping towards the boat, so it's gusted fire.
Okay.
So over the boat, it's wheeled round.
All right then. So Torvald is going to he's going to take out this golden little trinket that he found in the treasure, and he's going to put it on his shield, and he's going to smash it with his hammer. And as he smashes it, this radiant light just bursts out, and it just starts to coalesce next to him as I summon a celestial spirit.
Hey, even more radiant glowing. This is
lots of radiance. And I will have it be kind of like, in the middle ish.
Okay.
Like right like here maybe.
Ooh. Sorry. Just put a scribble on the map. Sorry, my computer is doing something very odd.
It's a very fancy scribble. I'll put a square there. Wow, it turned gray. That's cool.
So what form does this
it looks like a Valkyrie with like these wings, and you see this bow just made out of like pure light form. And if you look close enough, you can see it's a Valkyrie, but it's like a dwarven woman. And yeah, and I believe that is my turn, and it takes its turn right after me. So
okay. For now, the beautiful Valkyrie shall be represented by a red blob due to
red glob
limitations. But there you go. You have control over it. Put it where you would like it to be, and it's turned directly after you. So what does it do?
It is going to reach back to nothing as this arrow kind of manifests, and it's going to draw back the bow and fire a shot at the dragon, and that will be Radiant bow. Let's see. 2. That's going to be like a 20 something to hit.
That will hit.
Going to be 6. 13 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then it's going to take another arrow as it has multi-attack. And fire again. And that's going to be a 20 something again.
That will hit.
And that's going to be 12 radiant damage.
Okay, so these glowing arrows hit the dragon, and it's been hit now. Well, Sarah got the first blow in, but now it's definitely noted your glowing shape. So it's a threatening target. And is that everything, Torvald?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so that brings us back round to the dragon's turn. And let me just roll a very important d6 here. You want the good news or the bad news?
Let me roll
Yes.
a d6, just a second. The bad news.
Good, because there isn't any good news.
I figured.
The dragon swoops past the boat, over the boat, and wheels around back to the main threat here, which is this glowing shape. As it tries to get that in line. This dragon's really not very good at getting things in line because it's being run by this DM who.
Did it fly directly over me?
Yes, it did.
How close was it to me?
About it's not passing within directly within range of you because it's going to hit the sail if it does.
Okay.
So it's still up above the boat.
I take every opportunity I can get.
It's going. Yeah, no. It's always good to take those opportunities. But as it takes this position, it swings around. It opens its mouth and you watch this spark of fire glows within it. And I need a dexterity saving throw from Kressara, Torvald, and the Valkyrie. Assuming the Valkyrie has some sort of. I don't know if it's corporeal or not. I don't know how it works.
Yes, it is a thing.
It is a thing.
And all that fun jazz that goes.
Okay, Kressara, a bit more nimble on your feet this time.
Oh, thank God.
All right. It was a saving throw.
Yeah, dexterity saving throw as fire. Looks over the back of the boat.
Okay. Torvald got a 7.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Valkyrie got an 8.
Oh dear. Kressara got a 17, luckily, which is a much better. And I'm doing this in here now because I did too much maths last time.
Too bad she didn't get that when she was keeping guard.
Sorry, what?
True.
I didn't hear you. You were a little quiet.
Sorry,
there.
sorry. Did I say something? I apologize.
Torvald and the Valkyrie, you will take 55 points of fire damage. Each. Kressara, you get to halve yours.
Yeah.
How are you doing, guys?
We run away.
Alive.
Good. Uno.
Valkyrie is not. Unless. Yeah, it just got incinerated. So that was an expensive turn. So For concentration, it's what now?
It is half the damage or 10, I believe, whichever is highest.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's I mean it's dead, so it doesn't matter. I guess it's fine. We're good.
But I believe with that you'd possibly need a natural 20 to make the con save.
Yeah, I mean I have. Yeah,
but yeah, if it's
probably.
gone, it's gone.
It's gone anyway.
Okay.
Just I was just double checking. Yeah,
But Uno,
damage.
background to your turn. There's a fire-breathing dragon still trying to roast you all alive.
Cool. Oh, he's on the other side of the boat now, huh? I see over there. Okay, well, all of my blood curses are within 30 feet, which is not ideal. Is he's at the same level as our boat, correct?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. So
For the sake of simplicity and the horror of just 3D battles,
So
never, ever give your players a flying boat unless
Oh,
you want
well,
to deal
I
with
only
the
have
third
to-
dimension for the rest of your life.
I'm gonna move right here. All I have to do is move to one side then. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and move to the other side. I'll just squeeze past Sindri. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to invoke a blood curse that I am going to amplify, which means I have to take a d6 of damage, which was a 4. Which takes away my 10. Cool. I'm invoking Blood Curse marked, and I've amplified it, so I've marked the creature, and until the end of my turn, whenever I deal right damage to the target, I get an additional Hammercraft die, and I also get advantage. Now it says the next attack roll gets advantage, so I only get advantage on the first attack, but not the second attack. Is that correct?
That sounds about right.
Yes. Okay, cool. So it is now cursed. I will try to hit it with my crossbow this time. And I get advantage on the first one. Now let me check it. Was it advantage to hit or the... Yes, it's an attack roll. Cool. Well, I got a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
That's exciting. So that will be 5 damage. Piercing.
Okay.
And then let me roll. Curse of the Marked, I get an additional Hemocraft die. Yes, okay, so I will roll 2 d6.
Sarah, you're up next. No, Aldous, you're up next. Thank you. Get you in the right order this time.
All right, that's 6 radiant damage.
All right, so it's all about the radiant damage tonight.
And
everyone's either glowing or firing glowing arrows, or it's just down below. The whales sort of looking up to this dazzling light display that you're putting on for them, like glowing arrows, fire.
I took an extra attack, but I got a 14, and I know that doesn't hit. So
it does not hit. No.
Cool beans. All right, that's it.
All right, Aldous, over to you.
I'm going to call out, does anybody want to take over flying? And then I am going to cast Eldritch Blast.
All right. You got 2 attacks there. So let's see how it goes.
I get 2 attacks? Oh, it's 2. Yeah, 2.
You get 2 Eldritch Blasts right at this level, I think. Unless we're up to the exciting 3. I don't know if we're up to 3 blasts yet. I can't remember. I think that's level 14. But I might be wrong.
It's plus 8, so that's 2 plus 8. So there's 10, and then there's 19.
19 will hit, 10 will not.
That's 5 force damage. So sparkling green ball comes at it.
Adding to the light display. Like you've now got Green lights, radiant lights. And there's definitely his dragon's taken some damage now. But it's still very much there and very much dangerous and nowhere near dead yet. And is that everything, Alice?
Yeah, I will prepare myself to get out of the seat if anybody is offering to take over flying.
All right, Kressara, over to you.
All right, I'm going to try with my longbow again. Okay, so that is a 16.
Not enough, I'm afraid.
The other one's at 18. Ignore the
18
21. I
is
got a little
enough.
click happy.
The 18 is enough.
So that is 9, 10, 11, 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I can't really hit it with my maul unless it lands on the ship, and I really don't want that to happen.
Right. It's another, like, an arrow sticking out of it. It's definitely got a fair, couple of arrows, some scales knocked off by Aldous' Eldritch Blast. Adair, over to you. The radiant glowing form.
I am going to run up to the mast, turn the chalice over, cast another Mass Cure Wounds, so everyone's going to get 20 points of healing, and Uno, you are going to get an extra 13. And that is going to be it for me.
Right. Over to you, Torvald. How are you doing?
I'm back at max, by the way. Healing in the future.
I'm alive. Alive.
Beard is just smoldering slightly.
Yep. There's some singed hairs, and he's got like sooty face. So Torvald is going to he's gonna how close is the dragon? If he steps forward, would he be with like not within melee range, right?
If you're standing at the very edge of the boat, you are in melee range of the dragon. If you like lean over the edge, you can just strike at it as it's trying to twist around in the air.
So if I was to like move here, I would be within 5 feet of the dragon, about. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Torvald's gonna step up, and he's going to start pointing his hammer at the point right behind the dragon, and he's gonna cast. Let's see. He's gonna put his hammer up into the sky as this storm begins to form. We're gonna cast that at the 5th level because things are getting a little dicey. Bringing out the big guns. It's not currently stormy, right?
No, it is not. It was a lovely clear night before the dragon got to you.
Gotcha. And then he is going to call down a bolt of lightning at the dragon. And as it goes down, he's going to call upon Thunderer, and you see a few other bolts kind of join it as I will use my Channel Divinity to maximize the damage. Well, actually, I'll let you roll the thing because I get to decide after, I guess. So it's a dexterity saving throw.
Dex save, that will be a 19.
So that will save. So it's half damage. So it'll be 25 lightning damage.
Okay.
And
okay.
I think that's all I can do for right now.
I mean, 25 lightning damage is nothing to sniff at. Just out of this clear night sky, the storm clouds sort of start to churn up above you.
But yeah, and let me just double check it. What size is it?
It is large.
Okay. All right, I won't push it away since I want it to willingly move away from me.
Okay.
Good.
So, yeah. So that's at the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just check. Someone pinged me something with a lot of words in. But yeah, as the dragon wheels past the boat, was anyone wanting to sort of swap out or say anything about general boat direction? Or are we?
I actually, when I ran by, I was intending to say to Aldous, land on the water as I went by, and I forgot. So I can retcon that in.
Yeah. It's up to Aldous whether she listens or whether she wants to listen. But yeah, so Una, you've cast your brand on this dragon. So if it goes after anyone standing near you, it's gonna get her.
It just goes ew. It's a dragon, so it's just the one psychic. It probably doesn't even notice it. It's like it's got a little flea on it, and it doesn't even know. But slowly but surely,
slowly chip away at it.
There we go.
But yes, it's the dragon's turn. It's going to carry on flying away from Torvald. You may take an attack of opportunity if you wish, Torvald.
All right, and because I am a warcaster, I will use my reaction to. I'm going to cast a.
Roll.
Let's see.
Well, once you're deciding that, I'm going to say, Chael, roll me 1d6 and tell me what you get. That's a 1. Oh, what a pity.
I'm going to cast a guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt. All right.
Yes. At the first level. So that's going to be over 20 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. And it's like a million d6s.
Roll me a million d6s. I mean, that sounds a lot, but go for it. It might crash roll 20.
All right, so it's going to be 16 radiant damage. And it is now glowing nice and bright. The next attack against it gets advantage.
Okay, so this glowing dragon, let me just make a little roll for it here, because you guys have really upped your game this last round. The glowing dragon, as it flies past Torvald, carries on flying, swooping off into the night away from your boat. So by the end of its turn, it is 80 feet away from the boat. I don't have a map big enough, but just for the reference of anyone who's got bows, arrows, and long distance spell ranging, it's 80 feet away from the boat, and it is glowing, so you can very clearly still see it. And oh no.
How rough of shape does it look like it's in?
Pretty rough now. Like, this ain't Mummy Dragon. But, Uno, anything you would like to do? Otherwise,
he's going away.
Oh, it's going away. You guys have.
Uno does not want to do anything to it. Uno wants to let it continue off onwards onto its next target.
Aldous, the dragon is trying to run away.
Well, it did a sneak attack on us. I am going to hurl another Eldritch Blast at it.
All right.
And I think prepare to follow it a little bit, I think.
All right, we're chasing the dragon.
Get advantage on the first one. First bolt.
Yes. So advantage on your first attack, and the distance.
So 11 plus 8 is
Oftentimes 19. Yeah.
and then I've got an 8 plus 8, which is 16.
8. Sorry, what was the first one again?
19.
19 will hit, the 16 will not. As you're chasing after the dragon, it's probably about that
So that's
far away.
9
Your boat's quite fast.
9 force damage.
9 points of force damage. Okay, this dragon's starting to have a pretty. It's not going well. It's not going quite as well as it hoped. But yeah, the boat speeds off afterwards, so it's now not very far behind the dragon. And Kressara, it's over to you.
Awesome. So I am going to attack it with my longbow because it can't just destroy our ship and then get away. So I got a 21 and an 18 to
Both
hit.
of those will hit.
Trying to speed it up. I'm re-rolling. That is a 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points of damage because I'm still raging.
Yep.
10, 13 points of damage.
Okay. The dragon, it's continuing to try to fly away now at this point. And Adair.
The constellation, once I empty out the chalice, shifts to the shape of an archer. And I am going to fire a radiant arrow at it. And that is going to be...
Said 2 rounds ago.
Do what? Sorry. That is
Torvald did that first.
And this is as a bonus action, by the way. So that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Will hit.
All right. And that is 14 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Control Water 10 feet in front of the dragon. How high above the water is it? Let me just ask that first. Because we went down.
We're about
Did we go down, or I'm trying to figure out how high above the water it is?
Nobody said you went down. You said you were going after the dragon. The dragons were about 60 feet above the water.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at about 60. I didn't go down.
Okay, that one's not going to work then. Well, that one won't work, so now I got to rethink, because I was thinking we were down on this closer now. I guess I will do a guiding bolt.
Okay, guiding bolt away. Let's get some. Keep this dragon glowing.
That's a 23 to hit on that.
I'll hit.
All right. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of D6s. Just a minute.
Got a lot of new tricks, Adair.
In his favor.
He's copying me. First he's calling down lightning, now he's shooting guiding bolts and divine arrows at stuff.
Okay, see if I heal you in the future.
I mean,
if you want to be difficult about it, I just won't heal you in the future.
can't Torvald just heal himself? He is a cleric, right?
That's 21 radiant damage again.
So, as the boat sort of sails after the dragon, which has decided, nope, this perhaps the wrong boat to set fire to it. It's this radiant sort of arrow arcs out, it hits it, followed by this guiding bolt of second bolt of radiant energy, and with this in this bright light, the dragon goes still, and still glowing, topples down out of the sky and hits the water in this iridescent sort of splash of lit up glowing water drops.
I want to at that point follow it. I wanted to try to get the boat under it so it would, fall onto the boat again, but if it hits the water before I can do that, I want to land the water right above it so that we can try and pull it out.
Okay. I'm gonna say maybe the general boat maneuvering check, which is the see if you can try and catch the dragon. If not, yeah, you're gonna have to go fishing.
That is a natural 1.
No, so the dragon sort of splashes down into the water before you can catch it. It hits the water. You hear a sound of there's a whale breaks the water nearby.
Can we get the whales to catch it? Adair! Ask the whales to grab it.
But as the dragon starts to sink, you are out of initiative. Yeah, you can see just this glowing, just for a few seconds longer, it's still glowing as it sinks.
Wait, hold on. As it hits the water. It doesn't have like a. I can part the water, but I don't know how.
If you've got like control water, you can definitely. I think you could use it to try and increase dragon buoyancy and make it float. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
turn it
that.
into an ice cube and make it float, because ice floats.
I don't think controller lets me. I don't think it lets me turn it into ice, but I can change the flow so it's like an up current to like.
Yeah.
So I will do that. So I'll just kind of point my my hammer over there and just kind of like make this upward motion as the water starts to churn and just push up against this dragon carcass.
Yeah, so it's sort of this upspout with this dead dragon sort of flopping about on the surface of the water.
How far away is the dragon from us at this point?
I think Alice has said she's gone to land the boat next to it, so it's just sort of off the side of the boat.
We still have some nets that
I'm going to cast Thorn Whip.
Okay.
But yeah. No.
That's a 17 to hit, and I assume I might even have advantage against it.
You've got
since
advantage. It's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stick with the 17. But
I mean, you're not in any hurry here. Essentially, you have. I think control water lasts
10 minutes.
10 minutes, and so you've got quite a lot of chances to do this. So after a couple of false starts,
I think
I'm just gonna, because it pulls him in when I do it. So
yeah,
I'll get the net and help do that. I'll get out of the chair and help do that.
Torvald's also going to help like pull if we have.
Kressara would too with her 18 strength.
You know what? I'll say whoever's taking the lead on this, make me a strength check with advantage.
I can use my strength for once, since I obviously can't keep watch.
I think Torvald's the strongest.
I got a 20.
That is enough. You managed to haul this dragon, this wet dragon corpse onto your boat. You've lost your feathers, but you have gained a dragon.
Awesome. Somebody else take over flying or whatever, and I will get started on breaking down the body.
It is still the middle of the night, by the way.
Oh.
But you can't tell because we're all glowing.
Everything's glowing.
Everything's glowing.
Including
the dragon.
It's still glowing.
Like spotlights on everything.
Should I even try breaking down the dragon now, or should we wait till we get to the morning, or what?
I'd say we should wait till morning.
Okay, who wants to take over? Flying, that is. I can't do anything special if I'm in the chair now.
I'll do it. Nobody else seems to want to run in. I'll run in and do it.
Last time I turned into a chair.
Bear in mind, if you do this, Adair, you will not get your long rest.
I understand.
It will have been interrupted.
The other option is we can just stop for the
But you
night.
still have a couple of days down till Denvala. So if we assume that we keep this mismatched sleep schedule of things, that it will probably have balanced out, most likely by the time you reach there. So.
Okay. Torvald will
Uno.
keep watch then, and with the assumption he's gonna get some sleep afterwards.
I will gladly pick up watch as soon as I'm out of the chair.
All right,
to
Torvald will pass out then. Just gonna snuggle up next to the nice warm dragon.
It's definitely much comfier to lie on than the first dragon you killed, which I think was an ice dragon.
Yes.
This is a nice cozy warm dragon corpse. The heat sort of lasts for probably the rest of the night, like sort of slow embers of a dying fire as it slowly cools. But
Are we flying or are we floating?
Like I said, I'll take the chair. And do we want to fly or float?
If we're flying, we avoid hitting something in the water.
Yeah. I will
well,
fly.
Dragons are typically territorial, right? I think. Would Uno know? Can I try for that?
yeah, make me a nature check about.
Here we go. I get advantage on nature checks.
Ooh.
I rolled an 8 on both of them, so that's a 9.
The stories you've told, dragons tend to be solitary creatures from what you've heard in stories.
But yeah, because we saw that mating pair and that was kind of exciting and rare. Okay, yeah, so Uno would kind of speak from that. And well, I mean, if we killed one dragon, we probably won't see another one for a while because we were in its territory and now it's gone. I think it's safe to stay in the skies.
Just fly low. We have our well friends.
We don't want to be seen. We travel in disguise.
Just prop the dragon on top of the ship and everyone will think we're a dragon.
Yeah, maybe.
That was freaking horrible.
Oh, I have to replace the rock skull. Hold on. Uno, I'm going to spend the rest of the night.
Can I take back the healing spells I cast for Torvald?
I haven't deconstructed.
Torvald's now dead.
The what's it called? I haven't broke down the dragon.
Well, you've got another time over the next couple of days. If you want to take the dragon to bits and like strap it to your boat, you may do so.
I think during the daylight hours, I will break down the dragon, just so that we don't have a huge rotting corpse. And I will take whatever supplies we have. I'm assuming we have salt and we can make a sort of brine or something, and I can
you've got the sea
meat.
We do have to see.
That too.
We can still use Torvald's smoking beard to smoke it too.
True.
Mm-hmm. And then I will do what I can to clean the skin and preserve the skin until we can get it to properly leather.
Okay.
Laura's going to ask for one claw and one scale, so that way she can sacrifice them to the Mist King.
Oh, cool. Uno is just the skull. She just while Aldous is working on every other part of the body, Uno will just be working away and trying to make the skull look as nice as possible, and then precariously try to switch it out with the rock skull.
Okay, I'm going to ask for, if you've got any particular crafting proficiencies, you may use that, but otherwise I think let's go with survival on dragon skinning and
nature.
Survival, I think.
What is my...
Can I help her with that?
You've got this.
If there's a point where I'm not running the boat, I would help, because I imagine this is going to be something that takes time.
Yeah, so you can roll with advantage. You've got assistance. This is the time. This is just mainly for quality of dragon parts.
Yeah.
I have 14 for the skull portion.
I have a 17 plus 5.
All right. You have some lovely rolls of red dragon hide, some nicely rined dragon meat, and Uno, you've managed to get the skull cleaned off. There's a few like scratches on the bones but
It looks cooler that way. It was done intentionally.
and
Yeah, you know.
With the assistance, you managed to get your dragon skull on the front of the boat.
Yes.
Kressara's now drunk. His first thing she did was crack a claw. So
I rolled a 20 on my survival. I didn't crack anything.
The rock skull is now my bed, by the way. I flipped it over and I sleep inside of it. Like a little nest.
That bed is rock hard.
That's fine.
rock-a-bye, baby.
I feel you really missed out on not being in the session with the rock, so you're just catching up on all the rock puns.
I am.
But yeah, the next couple of days, you don't see any sign of any further dragons. You are keeping a pace with the whales. There is no sign of the sea serpent, but the weather stays good. The sea seems clear. And then slowly on the horizon, you see the very edge, the smudge of a shape of land off in the distance. I'm going to ask for perception checks from everyone here, actually.
A 16.
And if your passive perception is high, you may take that Adair.
I will use my passive, which is an 11, versus my 3 that I rolled.
Okay.
25.
Adair,
15.
okay. So, I think Torvald, and I think Adair, what was your passive?
19.
19. Okay, so both, and Kressara, what did you get again? Sorry, I've
16.
numbers are going one ear and out the other at the moment. It's terrible trait for a DM. So Kressara, you can recognize just from this small silhouette outline, you can recognize that this is Denvala, down southwards ahead of you. You can just see the very shape of the Mother of Fire, like, and the island around it. This little smoking smudge on the horizon. Because there is this little plume of smoke. There's some kind of minor volcanic eruption going on. Hopefully minor. Adair and Torvald, your sort of slightly eagle-eyed vision, you both catch sight of movement around the island, sort of alongside this smudge of smoke coming from the plume of the volcano. Adair, you can't quite clearly make out exactly what it is, but Torvald, you're feeling particularly alert and perceptive today, and you get a good enough look to be sure that, despite Uno's suggestions, there's definitely at least one more dragon in the vicinity off towards this island, and this one bigger, much bigger, considerably larger. But it's just by the scale of the mountain. Then it circles round out of sight. But yes, you're sailing towards it.
Well, that was a large dragon. And by large, I mean much larger than the one we just fought. Are we sure we want to go there?
Once we're on the soil, we should be safe.
Do I believe her?
That is entirely up to you.
Do I think she's speaking from actual knowledge, or just?
You can make me an insight check there. You feel
It's a 13.
Hard to tell. But I do actually need all of you, as this island comes into sight, to make me a wisdom saving throw. Kressara, you may do this at advantage.
Hmm.
25.
That's a 5.
16?
9.
Okay.
With
Adair?
advantage? Oh no.
It was a 1 the first time.
Pardon, Adair?
Nice.
I was muted. Sorry, 21.
Okay, so Uno and Kressara, both of you are very sure to the core of your being that this island is safe. This island is somewhere you need to be. Like, this island is somewhere Kressara, you know it is home. You're here at last. You've been gone too long and you have finally returned to where you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to stay. And Uno, you've never been here before, but this certainty is in your mind too, that this is the place you are supposed to be in all your life. This is where you belong. This is where you should stay.
It is very hilarious narratively that the people who failed are the like big buff lady sword people who are like, yeah, it's fine, and then all the spellcasters are like, no.
To the rest of you, you don't get any particular certain feeling. It's just an island with an active volcano and at least one large dragon on it. I will leave it to your own judgment as to how homely that feels.
It's just another stop on our quest.
Is that our destination island?
Are you asking that to the party, or are you asking that to me?
I'm asking that to you. Like, do we know that's Denvala, or?
Unless you've sailed way off course, it should be Denvala.
What time of day is it at this point?
About 11 o'clock in the morning.
We've had a long rest, though.
Yes, you've all long rested.
Well, I wasn't asking that. I was trying to figure out if there were any constellations that I could use and maybe navigate via the stars and figure out where the heck we are.
I mean, you can make me I think it would be a survival check on general navigation thing. I don't know if anyone has navigator's tools, but
I don't.
I have navigator tools.
But I have survival.
Yeah, well, Kressara, you can do either intelligence or wisdom with proficiency for navigator's tools. I'll set the bar lower for you, as this is. But Kressara, you recognize this island.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
if she's sure, I'm just.
Yeah, this. I mean,
your narration made us doubt.
No.
Oh no, that's definitely home.
This is, you recognize it, volcano and all. This is home. Both in the deep sense of it calling to you and genuinely, actually, it is.
So this is where you're from, Kressara.
This is it. This is home.
Well, that explains a lot.
Such as?
Well, your fiery personality, for one.
Fair enough.
Hey, do we have anything else that needs to be done other than get the one piece?
Probably avoid that big old dragon over there. Probably be a solid plan.
We have to get a hellhound and bring water to someone, some kind of fire person. I remember that much. If we can, I mean.
I think it was water to the Mother of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the heart of the Mother of Fire or the Mother of Fire?
Oh, a heart was in there somewhere. Allow me to pull up the list.
So we need to take a bucket of water to the giant volcano.
Pinned it. I'm so smart. Capture a hound of hell and take water to the heart of the Mother of Fire.
So, Kressara, where's the heart of this Mother of Fire?
Why?
I've always wanted to see it. Heard many great things.
You'll see it soon enough.
Okay. Are we flying in or are we
I would not.
floating in?
I would float.
Do you want to float the boat?
I would love to float the boat.
All right. I'm gonna assume I was flying at that moment, and I will set the boat into the water, making sure I didn't hit anything. And then I'll offer her the chair.
Do you like to use the chair, Kressara, or would you like to sail this boat?
I'm sailing this boat.
What are the wind conditions? Like, is it windy? Is it kind of just stagnant?
There's a light breeze blowing towards the island.
Okay. Would you say it's less than moderate or greater speed? It's
I'm not sure how we're casting moderate here.
don't know either.
I have never sailed a boat, okay? It's enough to sail a boat by. Without
At
things
least 10
falling off
miles an
it.
hour of wind, so
Yes.
okay.
Is this a storm question?
No, it's I can create a fog cloud, but it can be blown away.
I mean, it's only a light breeze, enough to get the boat in. If you can create some fog, pays for your boat if you want to obscure your boat with fog as you arrive. Yeah.
Okay. How long's the boat?
Wasn't it
not
about
asking me
40? I think it was about 45 feet,
40
I think.
feet.
40 to
Okay.
45, if I
There
remember
it is.
right.
Measure it.
There, measure it yourself.
Oh, wow.
She's done with
55
us.
stem to stern.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean that to come across as.
She's just done with us and our shit.
Measure your own
Yourself.
damn boat.
Just measure it.
It's the DM's nightmare. How long's this? How fast that? How big's that? How heavy is this?
How big is Dinvala exactly?
All right. I am going to start setting the sails down if she's not insisting on not sitting in the chair.
No, I'm not sitting in that chair. Last time I turned into a chair, it's not happening.
It's about 60-something miles from end to end.
Perfect. And how big of a round? Circumference?
The boat? No. Oh, sorry.
No, the island.
Oh. Big boat.
Circumference-wise, it's about 180, give or take.
Okay, good to know. Thanks.
I mean,
No
if you don't
particular
count the
reason.
big inlets, just if you kind of do it as a circle.
No particular reason. I just wanted to know if you knew.
It's just making me do maths.
Yeah. Then another dragon swoops down and bites your head off.
It's a known fact that dragons are allergic to maths and will appear if you ask DMs to do any trigonometry. They'll just send a dragon to burn you all. It's true. But yeah, you can see. Well, as you're sailing, you can see the island getting sort of clearer and clearer. So it's got this one sort of large volcano sort of dominating the center of the island, and with this plume of dark smoke smearing up from it. And you can see sort of the slopes of the island. You can see this quite lush-looking green forest in large parts of the island, interspersed with these patches of like open, blackened, burnt ground. Kressara, you recall there being a lot more forest and a lot less burnt, blackened ground when you grew up here. This definitely looks like something or someone has been sort of setting fire to large parts of the island. Sort of see like where there used to be orchards, now are just blackened stumps. And
it's not right.
Are you sort of heading for like one of the harbors, one of the villages?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're drawing near to the shore, you can see that where there was this village nearest the shore, you see like the burnt remains of houses. and sort of the burnt remain of this there's a jetty going out into the ocean, but that too is wood smouldered and blackened. This place has been burnt to the ground. And not recently. You can see that where the sort of ash has like started to give sprout to new growth, new plants, trees emerging from the ruins of these buildings. This happened at least a few years ago, you'd say. But there's a strange stillness to the shore. There's no sign of anyone here at this particular place moving around alive. The only sign of life is one boat pulled up by the ruins of this jetty.
Do I recognize the boat?
No. It's a fairly small sailing boat. It's to be about the same, a bit smaller perhaps than the Cloadmaiden, and not Isfjellian in design. It's got sort of a cabin on it. And this pair of triangular sails, this kind of blue cloth.
I'd say as soon as we got up next to anywhere where Kressara can jump out, she's just going to jump out and run to the village and just holler, tie it up. And I will immediately attempt to investigate to see which village it was.
Okay. And I have a map of Denvala, but I do not have it currently. So I will have that for next week. I'll send it to you once soon as this. Allow me to send that to you tomorrow. So this is, I think, probably not your home village, because that was, you would have known that had been already
Burned to the ground.
Burned to the ground. So this is, you probably had new people who lived here. You knew, you would have traded with them and skirted around the island. It was a rather lovely village. It was known for having a really special summer festival, known for their fruit trees, some ancient orchards in the area. And you can see that none of the houses are still standing. This place is empty. And the way it's been sort of utterly burnt reminds you very much of what happened to your home village.
Do I see any tracks or anything of any that might have shown any survivors that ran away?
I mean, you don't reckon this happened recently. This one. It looks like it. I'll give me either an investigation or a survival check though, if you're looking around for sort of tracks and signs.
17.
There are tracks. You notice there's several animal tracks. You notice that there's sort of deer and wild boar and stuff have come through this place. It's not completely dead, it's just been abandoned. There's also, you notice in a couple of spots, the singed large footprints of the fire hounds, otherwise known as hellhounds, that sort of dwell usually further up the volcanic slopes, but will go anywhere where it's sort of ashen and burnt. They've definitely been down here recently. But also you do notice two sets of footprints, sort of human-sized booted footprints up through sort of the ash and dirt of the village, away from the shoreline, heading up towards the interior of the island.
I will follow them.
And they seem to sort of head up away from where this boat's drawn up at the jetty, heading up out of the village into the forest.
Yeah, I'll follow them.
All right. So as Kressara heads off, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, we should probably follow her before she gets into trouble.
Yeah, I'd probably want to stick with her.
Mm-hmm. I'll tie up the boat. I'll find a good spot that doesn't seem to be excessively charred or whatever nearby. Maybe not right next to the boat that is there.
Okay.
And I'll make sure to secure all of our things on it before getting off the boat.
Okay, so the rest of you heading. So as Aldous is tying up the boat, you're heading. Yes, Adair.
I would, while she's tying up the boat, I'll say that I'll hang back for a moment, and I would like to cast Commune with Nature.
Ooh. Okay. So, what would you like to know?
I'm interested in plants, minerals, animals, or peoples in the area.
It's 30 miles?
3 miles. 3 miles.
3 miles. God, I almost gave you an extra zero there. 3 miles.
You can. I wouldn't mind.
No. So there is a lot within the nearest 3 miles. There's a lot of animals. Sort of, you can sense them moving around in the forest. You can sense that there is a lot of life beyond the edges of this burnt village. Let me just think my distances. Aside from, you can sort of get the sense of two lots of people moving through. Well, one singular person, which is probably Kressara. You can just see her heading up this path. But about a couple of miles ahead of Kressara, there's people. I don't know how specifically it tells you.
It just says prevalent peoples for that one.
It's just get that there's definitely some conscious people sense. Not people.
Am I seeing? Are we talking? Am I getting like it would be 5 people, 10 people, 30 people, anything like
2.
that? 2. Okay.
About 2 miles further inland than Kressara.
It says I can get up to 3 facts. So
yeah. What else would you like to know?
the second one: any celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead?
Within the 3 miles, there you're getting a sense of fiends. Definitely a couple of fiendish signals, but also undead. There is a definite sense, like both within the village itself and further inland, a much more stronger sense that there are undead things moving in the forests of this island.
Wow.
Its ruins.
And the last one would be any influence from other planes of existence.
Yes. A massive and enormous, you can feel it, sort of this pulse, like this certain presence of the elemental plane. And specifically the elemental plane of fire.
I never would have guessed fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a duh on the plane.
Like within the 3 miles, it's only an influence, but it gets considerably stronger the further you go into the island.
Cool.
From a scale of minor to yeah. Definitely plane of fire. But yeah, I think that's all. You only get 3 questions. I love that spell.
That's great. Thank you very much.
So he looks over and points towards the thing and goes, the plane of fire, right? Is that how we know?
So
you get that reference, you're old.
I am not old.
I have a tattoo
or possibly just not American.
Anything that aspirates Tam makes me very happy. So
not American either. So half your references, I do miss them because I never made it over here.
Hervé Villachez played a character on Fantasy Island named Tattoo, who, whenever the plane would come into land, would point up and go, "The plane, boss, it's the plane."
I feel I have gained so much from knowing that.
And he's like, "Hello and welcome to Fantasy Island."
That was Ricardo Montalban, who I know.
Yeah, that was the
that might be the title of the next session. Just welcome to Fantasy Island.
I like it.
It's yeah, Kressara, are you waiting for the others to catch up and tow the boat, or are you herring off into the forest?
Mm-hmm.
Uno and Torvald, are you waiting for Adair and Eldest to finish their stuff, or are you chasing down Kressara?
I'd go with Kressara.
Yeah, Dorwald's gonna head towards Kressara. We know we can teleport to our boat if something happens, right? Like we have that capability in an emergency.
Aldous has the wand piece that does that.
Aldous has it. Well, yeah, I just meant like if we leave our boat and it somehow disappears.
Oh, yes, we can do that, yes.
I don't have to set up excessive defenses of our boat.
No, you can come again.
For emergency. Okay.
No matter where they take your boat, they can't stop you coming back to get it.
Right, okay.
At this point. But yeah, Kressara and, well, company, are you trying to be sort of quiet and moving through this forest? Or are you moving with speed to try and like...
She's moving with speed, but trying to be quiet.
All right, make me stealth at disadvantage then.
I already have stealth at disadvantage.
Yeah. Same. Wow, that was
still
a
17.
disadvantage.
It's still a 17.
Maybe there's hope for Torvald, who is also...
All right, let's see how
trying
the
to
rest
keep
of you go. As Adair communes with the island, Aldous secures the boat, and you start hiking up into this thickly forested slopes.
8.
8 as well.
Kressara moving, fairly stealthily. You can hear behind you the sound of Uno and Torvald like hurrying to catch up with you, sort of crashing the crack of like branches under their feet.
I think she hears us behind her.
Yeah.
Pretty good chance she does.
Nah.
But as you come up around this bend in this path, you can see now as the path winds up ahead of you, and you're definitely gaining on the two figures that are walking up this path ahead of you. You can see, well, actually, give me a perception. Let's see. You can definitely see that there's two of them. They're carrying heavy,
13.
like both of them carrying a pack on their back. And other than that, you can see they've got their cloaks on, don't appear to be sort of, you don't see any sort of glint of armour. And they're sort of, you're going to be catching them up soon. They seem to have stopped. Perhaps like to eat their early lunch. And as you, well, they don't seem to have noticed you, Kressara. But as Uno and Torvald come to undergrowth, you see as these figures turn around and both look down. I mean, they're still a good distance away. And you sort of see here this little glint of light, like reflecting off glass. It's like,
Can I call out to them in Primordial?
yes, you can. What would you like to say?
Sure, I'll just say, "Hail, who are you on this island?"
And you hear a call come back going, "I don't speak Primordial. Do you speak Common?"
Yes. Who are you?
We're travelers and adventurers. Who are you? Do you live here?
Yes and no. I am from this island. I've been gone a long time. Wait until I get closer. I'm tired of yelling.
Yes, this is a lot of shouting.
And she'll hurry up to get
as they sort of turn. They wait for you to catch up to them, and as you get closer, you can see a human man in like a dark blue traveling cloak, pack on his back, like walking staff in one hand. like various like tools and things like strapped around a bandolier, and an elvish woman with like brown hair and a rather snazzy green cloak.
Green, awesome. Do I recognize either one of them? Have I seen them before?
No. And you can see that the man is like tucking away this spyglass into like one of the straps on his bags. Uno and Torvald, you see the pair of them as well. But did you two make a perception check?
No, but I can.
I will ask for a perception check from the two of you.
Did not.
It's going to be a 24.
16.
Okay, so the two of them, they wait until you've caught up, and as you approach, as they sort of walk forward to greet Kressara, that is where we're going to leave tonight's session. And Torvald, I'll message you something. Don't ignore it.
Oh God. I quit.
But yeah, thank you very much for everyone who joined us. We've on our return from break and our little sea quest. Next week we'll be back with Welcome to Fantasy Island. The title has been decided, the content has not yet. On this
Smiles, everyone, smiles.
We want our guests to be happy.
Unknown references, but I feel the apt references.
Someone's getting it.
Yes, it's
Shaky
an island.
gets it.
Yeah, it's
Shaky knows
home
what
to
island.
at least one dragon, at least one volcano. There are hellhounds, there are undead lurking. The people are missing. The village has burned to the ground, and you've found some friends.
Friends.
What could possibly go wrong? So
I will find out before all of the rest of yous.
we will
It's not cool.
find out next week. Hopefully I'll have everyone here. If not, we'll have to make some adjust things around. But see everyone next week.